morning, everyone, and welcome to the next episode of With Conviction, a story of hope, horror, and history. My name is Rain, my pronouns are she, her, and I am your GM for this adventure. With me are my very groggy heroes for this campaign. Why don't you all introduce yourselves?
Hi there, I'm Alice. I use she and they pronouns, and I play Desdemona Heartwood, the gothy, punky, magical girl with a heart of pink, whose pronouns are also she and they. I keep forgetting.
I'm Skylin. My pronouns are they and them, and I play Chris Whitlock, whose pronouns are she and her. Chris is our magical, sporty, not a girl, who should have a sense of looming dread and does not because she does not know what her player knows.
And I'm Rob. My pronouns are he, him. I play Eliza, whose pronouns are she, her. Eliza is our fiery, kind of embarrassed now magical girl who seems to be taking on boarders or have a new roommate.
All right, let's start with Eliza. As last time you had started your day discussing things with Chris and Hazel. Hazel had opted to stay behind with you as Chris went to go deal with some things back at home. What are the two of you doing?
Well, let's see. It's a Thursday morning. Trying to think what Eliza does during her days like this. I think her first question actually would be like just so Hazel, do you need anything?
Um, my memories?
Working on that, I promise. But
Yeah. Speaking of which, do we have like a plan for that?
I do. I'm hoping to pull everyone into a full on planning session where we can talk it over at lunch today. So we'll see how that goes. But I was more talking like, I don't know, you might be staying with me for a few days to a week or more. So any essentials for staying here?
Uh, Hazel shoots a look at the refrigerator. I can put together a shopping list.
I feel like if I don't let you do that, Chris is going to beat me up. So
Yeah,
yeah.
this is mainly for Chris's benefit.
Okay, yeah. Is so they're like this all the time then?
Yeah, Chris cares a lot.
It's good that you remember that. And how much do you want to know about the magic?
I mean, I've figured out a pretty good amount. Um, I wish I could find more in a library or online somewhere. So if you know a place to look for that, that'd be great.
Yeah, I've looked a lot. There's. Okay, do you want to know what I do know?
Sure.
Eliza, I think we actually just get like a montage of Eliza taking Hazel through the same basic introduction of what magic is and what the twin powers are that the other two got a few episodes ago. But like her whiteboard, which has not been rolled back into what's now Hazel's bedroom and is just in the living room, she flips it over to the side that has all the info. Tells her about the Panzer Hexa and the Angel of Shiloh.
And on that, I think we fade over to Chris.
Chris has spent a few minutes just staring off into the middle distance, and she finally gets up and glances again at her phone just to see if there's been any more specific texts about when to be at the diner or what else is happening today.
I think at some point Eliza sends a message that's just like diner 11:30, let me know if you need a ride.
Chris responds, thumbs up, got my own car.
Halfway through typing that, your phone starts to ring.
Chris hastily presses send. I think the actual text that Eliza gets is thumbs up, got my own. And she picks up, hello?
It's Jesse. Whitlock, where the hell are you?
At home. I'm sorry I missed class this morning.
Sleeping in?
Yep.
What's going on?
New team had to stay out late last night. Yeah.
Must have been pretty late if you missed class.
Yeah. Piling in at 1 a.m. and getting to bed at 3 is
Oh my god.
usually only reserved for Saturday nights.
Yeah. Sounds exciting. This game is has some interesting hours.
Yep. Has some interesting outcomes too. We stopped a robbery.
Can't say I saw that coming.
Do you remember Hazel?
Yeah, your volleyball teammate, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that one. Well, she's not out of the woods yet, but
What? Please tell me someone did not end up in the hospital.
not woods that way. Nope. Let me rephrase. Sorry, I'm tired. Was in trouble? Was in a lot of trouble. We got her out of some of the trouble, and we have to get her out of the rest of the trouble.
I'm sure you've already got a plan to save her.
Getting out of trouble is something you and I do very well.
You're not wrong.
But Thursday morning, basically being a Sunday morning, is not the best play.
No, it's not.
Jesse,
Hmm?
I had to carry one of my new friends out of there.
Someone did get hurt.
Not hospital hurt.
Chris, what the hell are you getting into?
Something where I can do some good.
That's just like you. This team taking care of you?
Huh?
Don't be coy, Whitlock.
Uh, uh, sorry.
You are gonna lay your ass on the line every time to try and help your team. Do you have people who are gonna look out for you and make sure that you can walk off that field too?
I can take care of myself, Jesse.
Don't kid around with me. This is way too important for that. You need people backing you up. Isn't that what a team is?
Everybody's got their place.
And what's yours?
To get them out of tough spots with a well-placed shot or helping with morale. It's what a captain does.
Do you have to do that all the time? You're tired, Chris. You've been something's been eating at you all week. You don't think I didn't notice?
You not notice? You're probably right. They mean too much to me, Jesse.
I know.
What else am I supposed to do?
Let them be your team. Let them look out for you too.
I wish you were here.
You want to go for a run tonight?
If the team doesn't keep me out, yeah.
Well, let me know. And try not to miss class again, all right?
Yeah, Jesse. I love you.
I love you too, Chris.
I have to go. We need to. We're meeting at the diner. We gotta talk through game plan.
All right. Well, I gotta make it to class too, so I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Yeah. Thanks. Bye.
They hang up.
Can I ask? I got deep enough into Chris that I actually don't remember a lot of that conversation now. All of a sudden, I think Chris hit one of her light shift triggers of speaking a blunt truth
Mm-hmm.
in there. So I'd like to go ahead and take that.
And what blunt truth was that?
That's the part I can't remember.
Okay. I'll take your word for it.
I have an idea for the next scene.
Uh-huh.
I kind of want to do Eliza just showing up unannounced at Desdemona's place and meeting Dez's parents.
I was just about to open that scene.
Yes.
Eliza, you've been here before. You did have to pick up Des, if I recall correctly, the last
Hmm.
time that you were here to, right before the stakeout where you eventually ended up meeting Hazel.
Yeah. As a minor note, Eliza has definitely brought Hazel along with her. Have we already picked up Faith?
I'm gonna say Faith. You haven't picked up Faith yet.
Okay. So we just get Eliza knocking on Desdemona's front door.
It takes a moment, but then you see a woman in her mid 40s, tall, brown hair, blue eyes, and she's dressed seems like it's casual today. She sets down a book to a table off to one side of the door. Can I help you?
Hi, I'm Eliza, and we're taking Desdemona out for lunch.
Oh, um, mention that. You can I looks over to and Hazel's just like, Hazel Glass, where I'm Des' friend. And smile is a bit terse.
I want it noted in this bit, among the many enamel pins on Eliza's jacket is a very prominent trans flag pin.
Yeah, Deb catches that and ever so slightly her lips purse a bit, but she doesn't say anything. And I'll be right back. A few moments later, Des, you hear a knock on your door.
Uh, but what? Yeah?
You have some friends at the door? Eliza and Hazel?
What? Uh, what do they want?
For lunch?
Uh, I'm not feeling great right now. Can you uh apologize to them for me?
All right, I'll let them know. She comes back to the door. You might have to try another day. She gives a polite smile. Not. It's been a difficult week for all of us.
That's why the pancakes have to happen.
Yes. Well, maybe another day.
Eliza just like looks at Hazel for a moment. I'm gonna go talk to Des if that's all right.
Deb leans in and blocks the door with her arm. I I can certainly ask.
Eliza is like weighing darting in under Deb's arm and decides against it, and just folds her hands politely behind her back and says, "I'll be here."
A few moments later, do you want to talk to them?
Um, not, not really. I'm, yeah, I'm not feeling good right now.
All right. They seem pretty insistent. You want me to just tell them to go home?
Internally, this is very difficult for Des, but she eventually goes, Yeah, yeah, just you can you can tell him to go home for today."
All right. And back to the door. You're probably gonna have to. Uh, I'm sorry. You really can't make it right now. Please try another day. This is it's been a lot.
All right, we will definitely come back another day, and yeah, let's go, Hazel. Turns around.
Hazel frowns and follows you.
Eliza walks towards her car until she hears the door to Desdemona's house close.
Yep, that doesn't take more than a second or two.
After waiting a little bit just in case, she suddenly turns direction and is now heading around the side of Dez's house.
Mm-hmm. Where's this going?
Uh,
Where do you think it's going?
there's only one place it can go. After a little bit of time, Desdemona, you hear a knocking at your window.
Second floor.
Second floor window, yes.
Uh, at first she's like, "Oh, I must have misheard, because this is a second floor window. No one would be knocking on my window."
The knocking persists.
Finally, she gets up out of bed from her wallowing spot and pulls back the blinds to like peer out the window.
Now, tell me, is this window like over a sheer face, or is there something someone could stand on?
I imagine it's one of those angled roofs with the I don't know if gables is the right word, but one of the windows peeking out of the slant of the roof. So, yeah, if you're careful about your footing, you can stand there.
All right. Eliza's just there, and it's unclear how she got up, but by the heat marks radiating off her, you get the sense maybe she jetpacked her way up here, but she just waves a hand.
Uh, hey, Eliza, what are you doing
I can't
here?
hear you. You need to open the window.
She opens the window like a crack. I think it's one of those dinky little like cranks. So she opens it a little bit and is like, "Hi, Eliza."
Are you being held hostage?
"No?"
I sent you 7 pancake emojis and you didn't answer. Are you okay?
Uh, I'm yeah, I'm okay. I'm just not in the mood for pancakes.
Yes, I can hear a lie when I hear one.
I no, I that one wasn't even a good lie.
Yeah.
Uh, I am not feeling good right now, Eliza.
Eliza like peers into Dez's room a bit and sees the mess and such. Just okay, can I come in?
Uh, mm, I kind of want to be alone right now, Eliza.
Yes, and that's why you need friends.
Eliza, I know you've been traveling across the country
Hmm.
or something for a while, but words have certain definitions. Alone, in this case, means without other people around?
Des, I've been exactly where you are. You want to be alone, but you need to be with other people.
I Fine, you can come in. Probably can't stop you anyways.
No, you can't.
We have an extended moment where she does the little hand crank on the window, so as it slowly
It's like a
swings
solid
open.
30 seconds of cranking.
So annoying. Oh, I do not miss those little crank windows. I will tell
Mm,
you what. But yes, after that has happened, I assume Eliza sort of like flips in through the window.
yeah. She looks around. I have to ask, does Des have music playing?
Not right now, no.
Eliza just like looks around Des's room a bit. So, having a time, huh?
Yeah, I mean, why what's going on? Why are you here? I unless you have pancakes in the jetpack, which we have established that you don't, I think.
Mm-mm.
Uh I I don't really want to talk right now.
Yeah, you wanna wallow in the feelings, just lay in darkness, maybe put on some Paramore?
Uh, y- yeah, totally. Um what's your point?
My point is, the wallowing feels okay because it's comfortable, but it doesn't help.
I think I've earned a little bit of wallowing.
Yes, and it is now 11 o'clock. She pulls out her phone. So, as near as I can tell, because I got the red receipts on the pancake messages I sent you, you've been
No, you
wallow.
didn't, because I read them on the notification screen. So nice try, Eliza.
Eliza like puts her phone away and just, all right. But you did just confirm that you read them.
Uh, well, that's. I'm sorry?
Yeah. Look, like I've said, I've been exactly where you are, and you're wearing your vintage misery and all, but I think it looked a little better on me. She grins as she manages to
Oh
work
my
the quote in.
fucking god.
Just goes, yeah, weird way to put that. But yeah, uh, like, I don't really want to see the others right now. How, like, is it just going to be you and me at the diner?
Hazel down waiting outside your window.
As winces.
Do we get like a
Uh,
shot of Hazel just tapping her feet?
Yep.
I don't really want to see Hazel right now.
Let's talk about that. Look, you were upset last night, and I only heard part of it, but it was because Hazel didn't reach out to you while she was in trouble.
This is I I don't uh, Eliza, I don't want to talk about it right now. And she's got like her head down and eyes closed as she's saying this.
Eliza hugs her.
Des slowly hugs her back.
After a moment, Eliza steps back from the hug, still like has her hands on Desdemona's sides, and she just says, I know you don't want to, but you also do want to. Because you and I both know that the only way you're gonna actually feel better instead of just wallowing, which I gave you, you've had, what, 3 hours to wallow? And that's all you've done all morning?
Uh
So,
no, I wasn't just wallowing. I also had to talk to a cop. so
Oh,
I should have more wallowing time.
mm, well, unfortunately, we're kind of on a schedule here, so you can wallow in the car on the way to lunch and maybe until food arrives. But once I've put pancakes in you, wallowing time is over.
I think I can get a real good wallow going with some pancakes.
All right, so we're gonna go get pancakes then?
Okay, but no magic.
You realize if I don't use magic, I have to walk out the door, and your mom is gonna be real confused.
Okay, but the other option is that we leave without telling anyone, and then she's gonna be like, "How did you leave without me noticing?"
You walk out the door, I'll go out the window.
Fine.
All right. And Eliza actually climbs halfway out the window again before doing a quick transformation, and we see that the fire, which does not harm any of the wood she's touching as she transforms, is actually a soft yellow because this whole conversation has hit her light trigger of support a friend in crisis.
Oh, that's
Very
perfect.
nice.
We're parked right outside. I'll see you there. She gives a smile.
Discuss. Yeah. All right.
If you don't come, I'm just gonna come back in through your window.
I know.
Yeah. All right. And she jumps and the pack unfolds and gives a little puff to stabilize her. She's landing next to Hazel.
Des, I assume you are actually headed to the
Yeah.
front door?
Yeah. I am.
Y- you do not actually run into your mother. She appears to be doing something in her home office.
Okay. Well, I'm still going to say, "Hey, Mom, sorry, I am headed out."
Oh, uh, all right. Just, you know, make sure, just be safe.
Yeah. Thanks, Mom. I'll be back. Hopefully not too late.
All right. Call if you're going to be late, okay?
Okay. And with that stilted conversation, she steps out the front door.
How long does it take everyone to get to the diner?
After securing Des at 11, Eliza's going to swing by Faith's place, which I'm hoping is on the way.
Yeah, when you get there, yeah, I assume you've already let Faith know and
Yeah.
she's ready. As soon as she sees Des, her face lights up and she actually like leans into the car to give you a hug before like fully climbing in. Oh my god, I'm so glad you're okay. You didn't respond and I was really worried and
Just goes, yeah, yeah, I'm okay.
I'm glad.
All right. Well, this is everyone. Chris is meeting us there. Uh, Hazel, you want to pick the music?
Uh
Actually, I have
yeah.
a thing for this. I've just realized. Eliza's car has the screen with all the apps from her phone, and it has the Bandcamp app. Has Hazel's band reappeared?
The band is there, the picture is still not.
Okay, well, those don't show up in the app anyway. But yeah, so Hazel does see her own band among that list of artists that Eliza has on Bandcamp.
Oh my god. And she just sort of puts her face in her hand.
Oh, yeah, I kind of got into it while I was trying to track you down.
I hope you like it.
Oh, I do, yeah. It's better with the bassist.
Yeah, as the music starts up, you actually notice that the bass line is missing.
Oh, as it reaches over and pauses it, and let's do something else till we get that fixed.
Okay. So the diner is reasonably busy. It looks like the lunch rush is about to start, but You all are getting in just ahead of that. So you have your pick of the booths.
We go for the big corner table that seats 6.
Yeah, seems about right. Chris is already there, waiting for you.
Well, hot stuff, you said you were bringing the whole team, so I figured. And she gestures to the large space in front of her.
Oh, perfect. Thanks. Yeah. And Eliza like waves at two of the waiter, one waiter and one waitress who are working here right now. They're giving her a weird look because she's never come in during business hours when she's not working.
Yeah, Tesserae is giving you this look like, what the hell?
Yeah. But she settles in with the group. And I think Eliza deliberately sits herself next to Faith.
All right.
Chris has sat herself dead center of the bench. Usually these corner tables have like a corner bench as well. And so she sits like in the corner because she's small and wants to be in the middle.
It is the best spot. Hazel looks around. So, you said you had a plan.
Oh, we're jumping right to it? Okay.
Don't know what else there is to talk about.
I suppose so. All right, so here's our situation. We have Hazel mostly back, but some fragments of Hazel's identity are missing. Chris, you spotted some of this, and on the way here, we tried to listen to some of Degenerate Matter's music. The bass line is missing still.
Chris frowns.
And obviously, from the info we put together last night, one of these things is still at large. I have an idea. And dang, I wish I'd given her an iPad or something for this scene. But no, Eliza just pulls out her phone, pulls up the map of Winchester on her Maps app where a pin has been inserted in the museum. Last night, one of the things broke into the museum and tried to steal a sword. We stopped it and we got the sword on the street. Wherever the sword is, which we need to figure out, but presumably it's been returned to the museum again, we have to assume that the baddies are going to come after it again because the swords are clearly important. And I don't want to just keep defending the sword. I want to deal with the root of the problem. So here's my plan. She zooms the map out a bit so that we can see. She positions the map so that the museum is in the corner and we see the whole everything north and east of it. And these things, Hazel, you managed to track them, and they're pretty much all happening in the northeast end of town, right?
That looks like where they're coming from, yeah.
Here's my plan. Tonight, presumably, one more of these things will steal the sword. The museum's alarms and security and all have not stopped them yet. No reason to think they're going to start. At that point, Hazel, you track it with your drones. We do not go straight to intercept and fight it back. We hunt it. We are going to trace this thing back to its lair and burn it out.
Hazel gets a satisfied smile on her face.
And how do you propose we do that, Coach?
The blade is the key, the thing said. If it's stealing a Civil War sword and that's the key, it'll have to unlock it. And when it does, we follow it in. You, me, and Desdemona.
Well, I don't think you need me for that.
What do you mean?
I mean, we got Hazel. You don't. You guys are perfectly capable without me.
Yeah, and you say that like I'm not coming.
Was that Faith or Hazel talking?
That was Hazel.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. You got Hazel, and the two of you.
Faith, are you in on this?
uh, I mean, um,
Well,
I,
wait. Hazel, you want to come along and burn these things in their nest?
oh, absolutely.
Faith, what do you say to staying at my apartment and watching the drone feeds?
Uh, I I mean, that actually that makes more sense.
Chris is staring at Desdemona with an eyebrow raise.
Eliza, after confirming the positions of the other two, looks back to Desdemona.
Yeah, it sounds like you guys have a full team.
Chris frowns, but says nothing.
Desdemona, you have a shield. Every volleyball team needs a point guard, right?
Chris punches Eliza.
So that's not right?
I have so much to teach you.
Oh no. Okay, but anyway, listen. You're you're part of this. You wouldn't have these powers if you weren't. And we've been doing really well, the three of us. I think we can keep it going.
I don't I don't want any of you to get hurt, but I this has been really rough on me, and as you said, Eliza, like I have these powers. I am in this, but I never wanted these powers in the first place. I
I didn't either. Well, okay, no, that's a lie. I really wanted some sort of powers when I was a kid.
yeah, exactly. Eliza, I knew this was sort of like maybe not exactly your dream come true, but it was for you a lot of like wish fulfillment, right?
Yeah.
For 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 me, it's kind of a lot of the things I've been struggling against. I'm
So you're telling me you did not grow up fantasizing about fighting monsters while wearing a beautiful dress?
yeah, I want to to be me, and
And you mentioned not wanting to be a drag show.
yeah, it's it's like transforming into a stereotype. And if folks are into that, more power to them. I just don't want that.
Oh, well, I can't make you come if you don't want to.
Uh, I'll make you a deal.
Hmm?
I'll come with you if I don't have to use that magic.
Eliza folds her hands and is thinking about this for a moment. And then I think Tesserae has to show up and take our orders because otherwise it's going to be a really bad service in this restaurant.
I think they've probably taken your orders by this point, and I think at this point she shows up to deliver the food.
All right, yeah. As a minor note, Eliza doesn't get pancakes. I know,
I
shocking.
mean, what else is there to order?
Eliza, despite having
Des has
already eaten,
only looked at the one part of the menu.
This is like, what do you mean you're not ordering pancakes? That's the whole menu.
Eliza reaches over and turns Desdemona's menu over to show the backside.
Uh, that better be more pancakes.
I think Tesserae is probably losing it at this point.
Chris has ordered a club sandwich and has put the pickle on Eliza's plate. Here, an introduction to vegetables.
Despite having already eaten eggs today, Eliza's getting scrambled eggs, bacon, and hash browns. But she looks at this pickle, gives it this like dubious look, looks at Chris, that look that's almost a glare, bites into it. Mm, crunch. And very quickly the pickle was gone.
So you like vinegar? Okay, we're adding pickled onions to your quesadillas.
I mean, it's my favorite kind of chip, so yeah.
Chris blinks rapidly and looks to Hazel with just an appalled look on her face.
Does like tries to snap her fingers with like a half a pancake being stuffed into her mouth, and she's like, "Oh, it's some what's it called? Salt and vinegar.
Yeah.
Hazel looks over at Des and is like, "You don't you don't have to come if you don't want to."
She chews half a pancake and swallows. And he goes, I know, um, but I gotta look. I don't want all the pink, but I
Would it help if you just weren't wearing the dress?
I mean a little bit, but then I- my hair is still pink.
Eliza, just leave it.
No, I look. They're you guys are my friends. I need to protect you. I am just gonna do it without the magic.
Chris winced.
And I think Hazel offers you a fist bump with that.
She hesitates and then gives a gentle fist bump to Hazel.
Eliza leans over to Faith and asks, "So wait, are those two dating? I'm so confused."
Faith frowns and I don't think so.
It's like Hazel and Chris slept in the same bed, and
Blink, blink.
but then Chris kissed me, so it's a whole thing.
Oh, 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 okay. Sounds like you had an exciting morning.
As Des looks up from her pancakes at that. Huh?
Team. Chris is full on blushing.
So is Eliza.
She has never had to explain this to people before.
I I mean it's not my business. I it's fine.
Yeah, I was
Oh, shit. Um, what? I just remembered something. What if they don't go for the museum?
Um right. We don't okay. How do we how do we know that that is the right sword?
They've tried to take it twice now. 2 for 2.
Yeah, but they also took a bunch of other swords.
But those are all still in my apartment, and nobody broke into my apartment last night.
Well, they don't necessarily know that the swords are in your apartment, right?
True.
I don't know if they know what they're looking for either.
Hmm.
So we're going up against a team that doesn't know its own playbook.
Sounds like. Faith, your family's been around here a long time. Are there any, like, rumors or any legends about special swords around town?
Faith thinks for a minute. I mean, not that I know of. I mean, there's the whole bit about the whole armor of God, but I don't know if that's what you're looking for.
I'm gonna need more details on that. The what?
Yeah, the what?
Have you never cracked open a Bible?
I try not to.
Chris emphatically shakes her head.
It's been a few years.
You know what? I don't remember the exact verse, but you know the whole thing about our struggle is not against flesh and blood, but the the powers of the dark world and etc., etc.
Hmm, question. Am I, as a trans person, part of the dark world?
I mean, I don't think so.
Okay. I mean, yeah, I didn't think you hated us.
Eliza holds up a little tiny puff of fire in front of Faith and says, "How about me as an actual magic user?
I mean, uh, I don't know.
'Cause I don't think I'm part of the dark world." Eliza stops looking at everything for a moment.
Okay, we're getting distracted. Is the armor of God a sword? Because that seems a little weird.
But the armor of God, would that be something like physical? Because it seems like these things are looking for a physical object, or is it more of a metaphorical?
It's a metaphorical thing.
Okay,
Okay,
I have an idea.
oh,
Uh, why don't we put up flyers saying we found some swords?
I did post on Reddit.
Do we think evil snake monsters use Reddit?
That is the
Hold on, don't
entire
answer.
demographic of Reddit.
I knew you were going to say that. I I don't disagree with you, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know.
Hazel chimes in. There was that pawn shop that they were staking out.
I was thinking that they were snaking out a pawn shop.
I'm still going to hit you.
That earns Eliza an elbow to the ribs. Much
Perfect.
gentler than the punch.
Okay, they were snaking out a pawn shop? Maybe we can use the other swords as bait. What if we take all of the swords into this pawn shop where we know that they are snaking them out and uh, sell all the swords?
Pawning stolen goods is a bad idea.
And yet, Chris is grinning mischievously at Desdemona.
I was
I,
thinking that maybe two of us could go and like check out the pawn shop, see if they've got any swords on display.
I think that's a good idea. Um,
These things are mostly active at night, it seems like. So we take today to prepare. We check out the pawn shop, follow up on anything else we can think of, and we do some work tonight.
I mean, if you want to make a pile of swords somewhere, it doesn't have to be at a pawn shop. Sure, check it out, but just can't we just put them in the woods somewhere?
It's not a bad idea.
but they have to know where it is.
Hmm.
I think we take a couple of the swords from our sword stash, um, and we sell them to the pawn shop, and we stake out the snakes. We double snake out.
We're doing the rare and exclusive double snake out.
Yeah, we watch to see if anyone is watching the place and to see if anyone breaks in. We should also ask the pawn shop guy, I don't know the term, if they've had any like break-ins or anything similar recently.
What if, okay, I don't want to sell the swords because that will get the cops after us. But what if we go to the pawn shop on the theory that these things are snaking out the pawn shop actively? We go there,
I
we
think
show.
Hazel reaches over and slaps you across the back of the head.
Oh,
I told you.
okay, okay. Faking out the pawn. Can I call it snaking out? It's so much fun.
Fine.
You might as well let her. Yeah.
Okay, okay. So these things, we presume they're going to snake out the pawn shop. They're probably still doing it, which means we go there, we bring the swords visibly, show them off, and the things, if they're there watching, will see us with the swords. Whatever price they offer, we don't take it. We leave with the swords. These things tail us, one of us tails them.
Okay. Yeah, I think this could work. Uh we we can go in and be like, I already had someone appraise these and I know how much they're worth. Um so don't try to lowball me. I watched Pawn Stars one time. And when whatever they offer us, we say no, um, and loudly announce that we'll be taking our swords elsewhere.
All right, yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Did occur to me one important note: I should not be the one talking.
Chris is still grinning at Desdemona.
That's, I'm glad you're involved.
I
Hazel gives a slightly pained look toward Des.
yeah, I I am too.
All right, sounds like this is the plan. Who wants to be bait?
And I think that's a great place for us to wrap up this episode. Thank you, everyone, so much for playing, and thank you to our audience for listening. And y'all have a good night. Thank you again for joining us on this adventure. With Conviction is a production of Silver Maiden Games. If you would like to play Conviction, check out the game at silvermaidengames.itch.io. Music for the intro and outro of this podcast is A Soul with Conviction by Doom Vega, who you can find on Bandcamp. Music within the episodes is by Rachel Rose Mitchell, who you can find on Bandcamp and Spotify. All rights to the music are retained by their original artist. Production and editing are done by myself and the With Conviction cast. Thank you all. This would not be what it is without you. You can find this podcast on Spotify and YouTube or silvermaidengames.wordpress.com. You can also find more about the game, podcast, and ways to contact us at silvermaidengames.wordpress.com.